Assalamu alaikum friends. Welcome to Entrepreneurship platform. We are waiting a little so that some other friends can also join. So during the time we are waiting, we can have a little introductions also. This week is the Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is being celebrated by the different organizations working for the entrepreneurship all around the world. This week is being celebrated in more than 170 countries in the world. And you can say that all the big countries, almost of the world, they are celebrating this event. This is not even, this is a week, means it has a series of events. And every year, you can say that hundreds and thousands of organizations around the world engage themselves. Many called it a week of pledge for a startup business. This concept of startup and entrepreneurship has gained a very big momentum in last decade especially. Why this decade is getting so much attention means we should go for the entrepreneurship development, we should go for the startup businesses, we should go for innovations, we should go for creativity, we should go for examples to develop the business and the projects. And with the passage of time, the human population is going to be increased, and we have to find out the innovative ways to increase our resources for the development, for new things. So that's why the focus is on the development of entrepreneurships, means development of business, development of innovative ideas, crazy ideas, a lot of things. The world is changing very rapidly. Before I start formally, let me explain my personal experience. It was about 13 years ago when in Lahore I joined a company, IWA Private Limited. It was the Intellectual Wealth Associate. At that time, I just finished my master and I joined a company. They were developing educational learning platforms, which is called as click-to-learn.pk. And at that time, I had a P3 in my homes, and all the persons, I think the people who were using the computers, they had the P3. Pentium 3 computers was considered as one of the most advanced computer about 13-14 years ago. And it took about, you can say that 30 minutes to be online and to start working and connecting the internet of dial-ups, and then we used it. At that time, we were wondering that why this company is putting so much money to develop the online platforms. Because at that time, we were not much matured, and we were not understanding how innovation will change the world. And after one decade, I understand that that was the change the companies who were looking, for example, who were working for a decade ago. And today the world has been changed, and this changing is going to increase very rapidly even in the next decade. As per the statistics, it was about, for example, 150 about you can say 50 years ago, 50 years to 100 years ago. There was about, I think, 3 months, one international patent was being registered, and the creativity and innovations was at very low speed. But right now, if we consider this 2020, In every, I think, 30 seconds, we are getting an international patent being registered, and a new technology is coming, and the peoples are changing their mind. So what happened, the world has become a global village, and the culture we call the human culture has been changed. Many peoples at that time, they were having the crazy ideas, innovative ideas, and they developed the basic things, and their basic things came into reality in now, for example, the modern day. This year is the pandemic years, and we are facing a very bad situations of this coronavirus all over the world. But when we compare the same happenings about 100 years ago, in 1919, there was also a pandemic of the Spanish flu, and this Spanish flu killed about 70 million people around the world at that time, and within 2 years. And now it's 1 year has been passed, and the people are living a good life. People are expecting the hopes. People are having all of the things. This is all because of the technology. This is about that culture has been changed, and now the peoples are expecting new things. We have about, I think, 1 million deaths all over the world. Because the peoples learned from the first day that they have to maintain the social distance. They came to understand what is the virus. They came to understand how we can be protected from itself. A lot of ventilators were manufactured. A lot of, you can say, masks were developed, and they were distributed by the peoples all over the world, and the peoples started precautions. There was a digital technology to enhance the communications, and during these communications, the people got a kind of social distance, and it resulted in a survival rate. So this is all of the technology, and this technology is just a start, you can say. After this pandemic, we are going to see the flood of the technological developments, because during this pandemic, the people who are sitting there in their homes, they have developed their crazy ideas, and they are just waiting to finish, to get this pandemic over and to enter in the markets. So when they will enter in the markets, they will create revolutions. So I think many people are online, and we can go for formal discussions. So when we talk about entrepreneurships, why we are talking entrepreneurships, the one important questions. Business were being established previously also, and business are right now. But the concept of entrepreneurships is the innovations, creativity, and the everything's with no. No means you should know what you are doing. You should know that we will discuss. Right now, we are having two, you can say that a kind of big industries. Our industries can be divided into two categories. One is the manufacturing industries, and the second is the service industry. So when we consider these industries, we can say that we have two kind of entrepreneurship groups. One is called the startup companies groups, and second is the established companies group. You know, about 2 decades ago, there was a concept, means, for example, anybody cannot be the businessman. We have to good education. We have to get good education, and then we have to apply for our jobs. We have to be a part of a company, because every company, establishing a company or corporations or a factory, you need a big resources. But with the recent, you can say that the inventions of different technologies in the service industry and different platforms, especially the ICT platforms, they change the mind. As I told, the human culture has been changed, and now everyone can establish a company if they have a good idea, if they have a potential, if they have the things, if they have the skills. So when we have all of these things, we can establish a company, and we can go for the markets. So one of the important things in this entrepreneurship development is the confidence to start it. And the second most important thing is the education which is required, the education which we need for this. This education, you can get this education from the academic institutes. And the government has established a lot of initiatives. They have established colleges, universities, schools for the educations. They have hired the faculty members. They are paying the faculty members so that they should educate the people about servicing the humanity. And in this modern era, the best service to the humanity is establishing the business, because the business is giving the technology-based business, which is giving the solutions to the humans and making the life much easier. These kind of, you can say that in modern era, we have to follow the two things, innovations and creativity. So this innovations and creativity will develop the human life better. Another topic which is also in the entrepreneurship means the persons who are in the field, who are developing the entrepreneurships, they are the consultant, and you can say that kind of managers. They are playing their roles to develop the entrepreneurship ecosystems. These people, they should have a talent of the management. If they have a talent of management, they have a lot of skills, so that they can, they know how to manage a team, they know how to teach the people, they know when to teach the people, they understand the people's psychology. So they use their skills and experiences so that the people should not do the mistakes, and the people should start the things from in a very good way. Means a journey which may took about 10 years to go on a good platforms. With the help of these consultants and educational experts, we can get that milestone in 3 years. And if we have our God-given skills, we can get that milestone in 1 year. Because the 2 to 3 years is the standard times of the, you can say, return of investment, or it's called the establishing business. So when we consider all these things, then the second step comes to the, you can say that the entrepreneurs, the persons who are involved in the establishing of the companies. There are different rules, different formulas, different concepts of the discussions and defining the entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurships. I defined it into a 5K formula. I mean the 5 words which are starting from the K means know your customers and partners, know your services and products, know your team and skills, know your targets and society, know your risks and solutions. When we talk about the customers and partners, for example, before you launching any services and products, you have to know which kind of audience you can deal easily, which kind of society you can deal easily, which kind of people you can communicate easily. Because you are, as an entrepreneur, you are entering in the markets and you are dealing with the peoples. So you should know your customers and your partners very well, so that you can create an ecosystem of the entrepreneurships as an entrepreneur. After that, you define your services and products, you develop your things, you develop the things in a very good way, so that you can introduce your products to the markets and to your customers and also to your partners. And with these, you should know which kind of skills you are required, which kind of team members you are required, and then to establish a team which is called a company, and then enter in the markets. When you enter in the markets, then you have to define your targets. Means which targets I have to achieve, means what are my milestones, where I have to go after 1 year, where I should stand after 2 years, after 3 years. You have a plan of 50 years. You know, there is a proverb in Pakistan, they called the British has planned about the 50 years of life, because they are using the innovation strategies. The West is very creative, and the same things we have to develop. So we have to define our targets. For example, after 50 years, where I have to stand. And when you define the target, you define your society, then you have to analyze the risk. Means, for example, after 2 years, which challenges you may face. After 10 years, which challenges you may face, and what are your challenges and what are your solutions. So after that, you can create a very good future, a very good perspective for the society. You can serve the society in a very well way. When we consider our geographical locations, means where we are sitting right now, we are having a population of 220 million people. We are having an economy of about $1 trillion in power purchasing parity. Pakistan is having a strategic crossroad location of about 5 billion people on its surroundings. We are having the South Asia on our eastern side. We are having the China of having 1.54 billion populations. We are having the Central Asia. We are having the Middle East. So this whole Asia is on our right and left. So this 4 billion population is a very big market which is just residing on our neighborhood, and they are having an economy of more than $50 trillion in when it comes to the power purchasing parity. And not just only this big populations and this big, you can say that the economy, we are having we are having very skilled youth in this region, the skilled peoples who are serving the world, the graduated peoples who are developing the technologies, the English speaking nations who are communicating with the world, and they have these kind of skills. They are just only are the neighborhoods. So when we consider all these things, we are having a very good perspective, but there are many challenges. Why why we are not having the good innovations, why we are not having the global leading brands, why we are not having the products, why the Pakistani startups are not shining at the world levels. The Pakistanis are shining at the world levels, but the Pakistani products are not shining at the world level. We are not creating $1 trillion economy. So these are the things that today we are going to discuss with some experts. We are having different experts with us, and we will introduce they will introduce themselves. We will invite them, so they will talk about these challenges, what kind of challenges they are having, we are having actually in our ecosystems, what kind of solutions are there for these challenges, and how we can develop a unique and innovative ecosystems. I think Mr. Yasser is not with us, so I would like to invite our next person, Mr. Taimoor. He is the manager of business incubation centers at Foundation University. I request Mr. Taimoor, if you are here, you can please send us a request to join the film, to join the video, so that I can add you. Mr. Taimoor, sir, please accept it. So, okay. So, sir, welcome back, sir.
Sir, thank you. I'm extremely sorry. Please accept my apologies for the inconvenience
Yeah.
due to some technical issue happened.
Yeah, no problem, sir. Thank you. Now I think all are having your voice very good. So, sir, you were talking about
Exactly.
the challenges, and
Like I said,
you explained the challenges in three main categories. So let me some remind, so that the people's so you start from where you left. You mentioned one, the educational challenges. You said that the lack of education systems and the curriculums and the courses, and also the mindsets, because people don't know what is actually entrepreneurship, what they have to do. So one of the biggest challenges is the education challenges in entrepreneurship development in Pakistan. So that's very good, because you are also from the academic ecosystems. Mr. Yasser is also from academic ecosystems. Professor Dr. Zareen Fatma will be there. She's also from academic ecosystems. So we will discuss the things in regarding this educational issues. So the second issue you mentioned is the policy challenges. So the policy challenges is means the registrations of the startups, and you can say that kind of IPO rules, and what are there, the intellectual property. So these are also the challenges. I think this is also related to the educations. If are the policymakers, they would be well educated, we would not have the problems. The third issue you mentioned is challenges like the VCs and the things. So I think you take over from this again, and discuss, finish your topic, and have a kind of cross discussion after that.
thing which I want to mention is the lack of infrastructure regarding NICs or the incubation networks and the accelerator programs and the co-working space into the Pakistani community. As I belong to a distributed land territory of the Kashmir, I will tag that part of area, and Mirpur Azad Kashmir is one of the major hubs of foreign investment as compared when you people are dealing with the United Kingdom. In that type of area, we don't have any type of and in such more areas of Pakistan, the remote areas, the urban areas, they don't have incubation setups, they don't have accelerator programs and the co-working space available. So when we are having a very less number of incubation networks, programs, the accelerator programs and the co-working space, the mindset will not be developed as we want and as we have to complete into the new world challenges as the global market is immersing and going on. Then the main challenge which I have faced is the lack of information in startups. When the startup goes to the market and they have a mindset we need to develop in that thing, and we are seeing that mashallah, very long list of handicrafts and a lot of innovative products are there, but they don't know how to commercialize that thing. They don't know how to reach their customers. They don't know how to grab the sales. They don't know how to start increasing their sales. They don't know how to promote their product. They don't know how to advertise their product. They don't know how to grab the selected niche target customers. For that, they need to being trained from the good trainers. So here is the challenge that in Pakistan, we have a very limited source of trainers available, which will guide them, which will mentor them, which will make them understand that how they have to pitch their sales into pitch their idea, pitch their product for the customer, and how a customer can, how you can reach your customer, how you can boost your sales. These are the different tools and techniques available. For that, their mindset regarding advertisement, their mindset regarding their social media campaigns, their mindset regarding their promotion activities, their mindset regarding their price strategies need to be refined, need to be polished, need to be trained. So in that sense, I feel that this is the biggest challenge. Then I was talking about on focusing the startup. What the startup has a mentality, they have to earn the money. But to earn the money, first they need to is that how to earn it. They have to learn it up. So they need to get training that money matters. It matters, but at the end of the day, what does it matter is that the team building capacity. They should focus on the team building. They should focus on the team, not on the monetary solutions and the monetary benefits what they are having. So to start up, there was a very famous saying about the Amazon that they have included every expenditures into their revenue by building their team capacity. When few people are communicating or doing business, so they need to develop their core competencies into the team. So how effective you have the team, the more good sales pitch and the sales revenues and the sales figures you have. So these are the few different types of things I have seen, and there are another lot of things. I will give time to the others to speak it up. If you have any questions, I will be here to answer your all queries and questions in the question answering session. That was all from my side.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable some discussions. The problems that I also discussed, one of the biggest challenges is the no, and means they are called also the several K formula, or according to me, it is a 5K formula. Means know your services, know your customers, know your partners, know your skills, know your whatever the challenges and the risks and a lot of. So this know is the most important things for everyone, especially who are the players of the entrepreneurship ecosystems.